Hey YouTube, this is pecktec, and today I'm going to talk about a couple of different things. One, I want to talk about some food that Fluval sent me, and I never ever talk about food, okay? But today we're going to talk about just a little bit. I'll show the ingredients. I kind of like the idea, at least the marketing for this food. So we'll talk about that a little bit. Also, I've been asked, damn it, the aquarium just turned off. I've been asked to do a photograph of the steampunk tank, and we've got it all set up over here with the light off. I'm gonna go turn the light on a second. We got the steampunk tank all set up over here to do a photograph, but I need to trim some plants. I need to turn it back on. There we go. So we're going to trim the Wabi Kusa balls. And we're going to talk about this food. So let's do the first. Alright, so occasionally Fluval will send me a little something to try out and talk about if I want to. There's never any word, like when I went to the conventions, I ended up talking to some of the Fluval reps and stuff. And I just told them about my channel, told them I was interested in doing stuff. Eventually, I sent them an email with my address, and now they just kind of randomly mail me things every so often. And right now I got bug bites. So it's called bug bites because presumably it's made of bugs. And they have a bunch of different kinds. So what do we have here? We have a goldfish formula. We have tropical formula for small fish. And we have, this is like Pleco, I believe. See the big fly on there? It's very telling because I think that's the main ingredient. We'll get into that in a minute. Also, they have a cichlid formula. It's kind of blurry. Okay. So let's see what it says here. For medium to large fish. Oh. Okay, using a unique and sustainable cultivation process, dried black soldier fly larvae, known for their nutritional properties, are grown under controlled conditions as they feed off of unconsumed fruits and vegetables that would otherwise go to waste. The larvae are then dried and mixed with high-quality salmon, essential amino acids, and minerals to offer a nutritious daily diet. Okay, let's see if can I get that in enough to where you can see the ingredients. It looks a little blurry, okay? But I always look, like, whenever I get a food in, I look at like the first three ingredients, and what we got here is dried black soldier fly larvae, just like they said. Number one, salmon. Number two, fish protein concentrate. Green peas, potato, wheat. Now the wheat is like a filler and a binder in some cases, so usually wheat's not good, but that's way down the list, at least on that one. So, you know, then it starts to get into all the vitamins and nutritional stuff. You can look this, if you're interested, like I look at the first four ingredients, that's usually as far as I go. Like, because I never feed anything for very long. Like, it seems like I'm always switching up all the food. So, okay. What else we got? We got the bug bites Pleco formula. It has a little bit different set of ingredients. Again, dried black soldier fly larvae, salmon, and wheat is the third ingredient on this one. Then green peas, potato, and then it gets into other stuff. So wheat's a little bit higher on this list, which, you know, and to tell you the truth, like there's a reason I don't do videos on food. It's because I'm not a food expert. Like, I don't know. Like, I know I've watched a couple of videos and I've seen a lot of different opinions, and people get just so angry, you know, and liking one food doesn't mean that you don't like another food. Like, I love North Fin. That's a food I feel like I can endorse, and I like it. And And you know, I can like this too if I choose. We'll see. We'll see if the fish like it. That's really kind of the most important part. I'll feed some of it too. We'll try it out. These smaller ones, like the goldfish formula, I don't see an ingredients list. Maybe it's behind the label. Let's see if it's behind the label. Ingredients: dried black soldier fly larvae, corn, gluten meal, wheat salmon, pea protein concentrate, calcium carbonate, calcium phosphate. Guaranteed analysis: crude protein 32%, crude fat 10%, crude fiber 6%, moisture 10%. If you know what any of that means, enjoy the knowledge. And we'll do this one too. Here's the thing, like, if I'm going to talk about food, I'm going to at least like tell you what's in it. I can't like necessarily make a great recommendation. I mean, anything's good to try. Like, you just want to make sure you're not giving your fish just garbage to eat. Like the really cheap. There's some really cheap food out there that's needs more fiber, huh? The really cheap stuff. Well, you know, just like when you eat cheap food, if you ate McDonald's all the time, you'd look like this. I'm just kidding. Okay. Dried black soldier fly larvae, salmon, fish protein concentrate, green peas, potatoes, then wheat, calcium phosphate, calcium carbonate, and blah, 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 blah. After that, it's pretty small. So that is not bad right there, and that is probably what I would feed most of my fish. For small fish, have a few of those. Have a few small fish. Woo, this is tiny. Tiny, very granular. Name drop Tetra. Let's see. I'm not sure if this will be very interesting or not. Let's see. I'm still kind of new to live stream. Looks like it's sort of a slow sinking pellet. I'm going to switch this. Yeah. Oh boy, look at all the algae in there. I have not cleaned the algae out this week. You know, everybody seems to be digging on it. Oh man, I threw a lot of food in there. Am I a Led Zeppelin fan? Yeah, I guess. I like that new Thor. I like that new Thor preview. Did you see that? Ah! I hate the algae, but that's kind of pretty, you know? I don't fertilize it at all. I put nothing in here. It's a dirted tank, so I don't really have to do a whole lot. But no fertilizer. All right. So what do you guys think of that food? I saw one person said it needed more fiber. What do you guys think? Be worth a try? I'm going to try it because I have it here at home, ready for my fish to consume. Okay, so I think what I'll do now is so I was approached by Aquarium Hobbyist magazine, and I guess they have a saltwater magazine, it sounds like it's a digital magazine, and they want a picture of the steampunk tank for their first issue of the freshwater version of the magazine. So I was going to take some pictures of the tank, but then my Wabi Kusa ball, like, the growth has been tremendous, and the plants grew right to the top, and like we're all crammed into the top of the glass part. So I think it's time to trim that down. So I'm going to trim that down, and all right. And again, I'm sorry I'm not catching all your comments. I mean, it's just one of those things. I'll try harder. I figure, you know, just sitting and talking about stuff like that, it's a little too high in it. I'm also going to get another lens, I think, like a wide angle lens for this. In fact, I'm going to put you right here. Maybe make it a little easier. Hey, would you guys like to take a look? I just kind of straighten this place up, so it's one of those rare times where I could like show you. This is the corner where that I hide in a lot of my videos. That's that 20-gallon. I haven't set it up yet. I'm getting ready to set it up. This is going to be one of my next projects. Still working out what I want to do for a stand and all that. So this is my airport. Got my drones, little thing there. More drone stuff. Over here, I've moved the speck over here, and it's doing pretty good. There's no fish in there right now, just shrimp. Got this little guy with shrimp over here. Of course, I got the zombie tank, and the flex. People are pretty excited about. I was looking to see if Mr. Crab was running around. He was running around earlier. There he is in the back. Hey, Mr. Crab. I actually lost one of the crabs. One of the crabs died. The other one seems like he's doing great, so hopefully it's nothing I did, but yeah. The rams are hiding in the back there. And we just looked at this tank. And that leaves me over here, where I've got the steampunk tank, and that's it for aquariums in here. I might have to do some more. Got some stuff I never play, some instruments. That's Kerrigan's guitars. So at work they do this thing where they take movie posters and they Photoshop your face on there. So that's my good luck Chuck poster, and that's me as like Castro, I guess. Got some artwork I've gotten from Kickstarters and stuff like that. I love this guitar. I wish I could play it. This is where I make all my videos. It's my computer. And this is where I put like all my toys and crap. So all kinds of fun stuff over here. Okay. Now that I've shown you all around my room like an 8-year-old, let's take a look at this thing. Alright. Obviously I'm not going to be able to trim and hold this, so I'm going to switch this to a tripod. Just a second. I want to show you. Look at this thing. Got you on there? Okay. Look at how it's grown. Isn't that crazy? It grew all the way to the top. I was worried that this wouldn't grow in this thing, but I guess these Wabi Kusa balls are really nutritious. I got some dead leaves in here. Some kind of gross stuff I need to clean out, but I know it's grown so much. I mean, all this stuff, like this stuff was basically dead in the package. Those little top fin things that were put those little top fin things that I pulled them out of. Yeah. It's growing like crazy. Okay. I'm going to put this. I should do this. Switch this around so I can see what's going on. Put you on my little tripod here. Get you a real good look. It's important that your balls look great when you put them on the internet. It's a life lesson. Life lesson from pecktec. Okay. Get myself a little container. Put the dead stuff. Get this light adjusted. We can see. All right. So let's see. Not sure. Now that was a lot. This thing was a lot vinier than I thought it would be. I'll just cut you off right there. I might add this back in a different place, but let's see. These things have just grew up straight up. This is Temple Compact, and it just grew straight up. I hate to pull this, but I don't think it's being super productive. I'm actually going to trim it real low. This one's all but dead. It's got one little leaf down here. I'm going to trim it off. Let's see what that does. Alright. This thing here. I can't actually see the screen at all, so let's see. Well, see the temple, it did okay. It's got roots going in and everything, but it just got so damn tall. I hate to pluck it out, but it's not going to work. Not going to work in there. Now, like, those started to root out a little bit. I can totally pull those and just put them in where the roots are. Look at that ball of dirt that they collected. Alright, got some roots coming out here. Also down a few segments. Yeah. Alright, see where the roots are coming out? You can, in theory, you probably could plant right there. I think that's what I'm going to do. Alright. You guys see okay? What do you think? Now this one, this has got a lot going on. It's got a root system that's already grown into, almost down into the ball, down right here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut it off right here at this real productive, in this real productive area. Pull you out. Let the root go. I can almost divide this into a couple of different, I think I might. So that's really two plants. Okay, so pulling you here. So got that whole root system right there. Okay. Turn that off a little bit. Now, let's jam these back in. This tank's been really easy to take care of. It's just started to get a little bit of algae, and the plants inside have not done well at all. So the inside plants have been really weak. Like they haven't really taken off. So what I probably will do is switch it with a different kind. Like I'll probably do some Anubis in there. That's usually good for a lot of different things. Let's see. I'll get you off here. This has a number of productive nodes all the way through here. Let's pull you on out. See, if that stem broke, it actually rotted and broke at the bottom. I think maybe right here. I'm trimming them pretty hard, pretty low, because I'd like it to. I like most of the plant to grow up in here, and I think it will do a little bit better that way. Where were you? You were like right here. So what I'm doing is I'm making a little hole with the scissors, and then I'm jamming these inside. Actually, I think with these I'm going to use little forceps. That's better. Cool. Okay. Came right out. Dang flabbit! Okay, that's got it in there. Alright, and that's, wow. I'll tell you, that little Wabi Kusa ball is doing great. That's the one that was on top of the speck a while back. Okay. This is that little, what was this, some sort of fern? Probably should have watched my own video before I started this. Maybe I can remember what the names of these plants are. Let's see. Pulling you out. This is a big dead leaf. Yeah, let's pull that out too. No need for that. There's plenty of stuff that wants to live in here. Okay. Trim this. See, when I planted this before, it was actually for a show, so I went ahead and I let everything, I usually trim it down a little bit more than I did for this one, because the growth that you get after you put it in its final environment, the place where you're going to keep it, that growth is the growth that's going to really stick around. It's the important stuff. Alright. It's like the difference between these things, which grew big but were kind of weak. You know, that temple kind of grew big but it's kind of weak. And this, which was already well settled into this Wabi Kusa ball, is just going nuts. He's ready to run. Alright. Let me just get this guy sorted out. He keeps wanting to tilt forward. You in the dirt. Alright. Maybe I can use this leaf to hold this one in place. There we go. Alright. That's a bit better. Alright. I didn't have to do much on this one at all. It's like, it's going like crazy. Okay. Just a nice little area. It's not going to be all up inside of the top of the glass part like it was before, but that'll be nice. Be nice for a photo. Okay. There we go. Now when I was at the show, this was fogged up most of the time because it was so cold. There's all this cold air coming in and it's heated inside of here. So, and of course, you know, the light warms it up quite a bit. But in here, like right now, it's a little wet. But for the most part, it's pretty clear. It's actually been pretty transparent. Alright. One other thing I gotta do, deep inside of this tank, I have algae. It must be cleared. Take a look at that. I gotta say, like, when I was building this tank, I was looking for things to do. You know, things to attach to it and stuff. I'm just going to pull this plant out. It's not doing well. I was looking for things to attach to it, and I thought, oh, you know, I could put those tools. Could put those tools right on the side. That might be fun. That'd be an interesting thing. I'm so glad I did. It has been so handy just to have them there, ready to go. Oh man, that buse plant did not grow at all in there. Did not grow. It did not like it. I don't know if it's too dark or there's something else that it doesn't like, but didn't work out. A little bit more. All right. Well, I think it's about ready to photograph. We'll take a picture. I'll include a link for the magazine. I believe it was called Aquarium Hobbyist Magazine. I just knocked over a whole bunch of water, sorry. I knocked one of my aquariums too hard and it splashed everywhere. Get that a good once over. Okay. Like the dead plants. What do you guys think? Look alright? Is anybody still there? Wow, 55 of you stuck around for that. Cool. Very cool. Okay. Now if you want, I can answer some questions. Would you guys like that? Would you like it? I'll do that. I'll promise not to get that close to the camera again. Oh. All right. Where should I go? I'll go over here. Oh. Wow, that thing's like the sun, isn't it? That's a little bit better. You should shut off the room light for the picture. Yeah, I will. I'll have to adjust the light a little bit. I'm also going to go in there, like that blue light that's under the crystal. Eventually the sediment and stuff kind of settles around that light and it gets dimmer and dimmer and dimmer. So I'm going to go in there and kind of clean that up and make it the light really blue too. So that'd be cool. All right, let me get my laptop. Okay, did you turn off? Did I just show my whole butt to the internet? I think I did. All right. Oh, what fun. What fun. Do you like the speck where it is now? I kind of like it on this little stand. All right. Getting logged back in real quick. The crypts in the back are much larger since I saw them last. Are you talking about in the back of the Walking Dead tank? Yeah, it is getting quite large. Yeah, Diz on utilizing plants to filter a kid's pool. I don't know. Do you guys pee in the pool a whole lot? If they do, I still probably wouldn't trust the plants to fix that. No, but really, if you're going to do a pool, you're better to get into salt water. Salt water actually works really well for that. How often do you do a water change? In our tanks, I do mine every 5 days. Will you explain your timing and why? I do mine once a week, and it's because, you know, I work 45, 50 hours a week, and then I do videos which take me, like my Sunday videos typically take 9-10 hours to put together. So I don't have a lot of time, and I plant really heavy because I can't just replace the water all the time. But I think it does all right. Like I can even skip a week or so and it would be all right. But for the most part, I consistently do once a week. I do 20% once a week, and I have for over a decade. Will water sprite remove metals from the water? I'm not sure. Hey, Brazil. Hey there, Spicy. All right. What name did you decide for the Walking Dead tank? I missed it. Oh, you know, we were going to pick a name. We were going to pick a name for him. It'd be like Fred or Samuel. I don't know. IFG, you can name him. What should we call this guy? You name him and I'll animate him to talk to you another time. When we do this on Snapchat. I think natural swimming pool with koi. That would be kind of neat. Oh, how do you like the Satellite Plus Pro light? I like it. I've got it up. I did have it. I bought it for this 20 gallon. Shaun of the Dead. That works, man. So I bought the Planet Plus for the 20 gallon, but of course it keeps getting pushed back. I mean, first the Flex shows up, and I had to do that, and then I got the Steampunk tank going, and I went through that. I'm even still now talking about that one. And so the 20 gallon will be my next project. Everybody that watches the corner filter videos, like, how did this work out? I haven't seen any updates, and it's because it's been sitting over here. Mostly I want to find a stand that I really like. I've got it on this kind of Walmart metal stand that's probably okay, but I need to, if I'm going to put it on here, I need to cut a base because it's actually a little wider than that. So anyway, the Planet Plus, I'm getting sidetracked. The Planet Plus is on my 56 gallon. The light died on my 56 gallon, and it's lighting that whole aquarium. In fact, I could probably show you guys. Let me see if it's on. Hold on. Nope, it's off. But I did buy another Finex light. I bought the Stingray, the smaller one, and what I'll probably do is unbox that for this Sunday's video, along with taking down my 30 gallon downstairs. I'll unbox that light, and I'll be sure to give you an update on the Planet Plus and everybody else. What would I stock in a heavily planted 2.6 Fluval? Well, I don't know. There's not a whole lot you can put in a 2.6 gallon. Shrimp, maybe a betta. If it's heavily planted and you don't have too much flow. I mean, that's the kicker for them. Like plants like flow, water flow. Bettas don't, but sometimes you can reach that sort of medium where they're kind of okay, both okay with it. Alright. I got my first fish tank less than 1 month ago. Now I already have another one. Yeah. Welcome to multiple tank syndrome. MTS. It's the struggle is real. What type of shrimp? Cherry red shrimp are the hardiest. Also bee shrimp, a little bit bigger, and they're come in a lot of different kinds of colors. How was the pond? The pond's doing good. It literally, like, it rained that whole day. It rained the whole day. I edited the video. It rained through the weekend. It rained today. It's just been raining. But the pond's doing good. Pond's doing good so far. It's like I literally just worked on that Friday, so it hasn't been a long time. Hasn't even been a week. I would have severe MTS if I wasn't in college. Yeah. You know, Kerrigan turned 17 this week. I don't know if you saw, like last year, I did a video about her birthday, but I didn't do one this year. She turned 17 Tuesday, and she is talking about taking some of her birthday money and maybe some of her tax refund from working at the aquarium and getting a saltwater tank, which would be neat, but she's getting a small enough one so she could take it to college. She'll be a senior in high school next year, so might get a saltwater tank at least for a little while. I'm going to make her take care of it though, because I don't want to do it. Hi, Ren. I still have MTS and I'm in college. College betas. I love salt nano tanks. I do. I like looking at them. I love like ones that other people maintain. Those are my favorite saltwater tanks. Just got the Fluval Flex and I was wondering what gravel you would recommend. Okay, I get substrate questions like every day, all day. So I use a bunch of different types of substrate, okay? And if you go, I've made all these playlists to make it a little easier to navigate some of my different types of videos, and I use different combinations of things all the time. I really love the aqua soil, and what's almost the same thing as the Fluval stratum, and there's a couple of other ones. And when I was at the Big Fish deal, I heard Jennifer Williams talking about the soil-based substrates. That's what she was referring to as those things. The trick, though, is when you first use that, like your first little bit of time with those soil substrates, they release ammonia. So you can counter that with a polyfilter or a number of other things. But what I do is I set those tanks up and I let them sit for like a month or two. And eventually, once the plants really start to get over the ammonia, it grows plants like crazy. I think that's partially what's in this one, in this tank. And you can see really nice lush carpet. Hardly ever trim that. That's Monte Carlo. And I add no fertilizer, no CO2, nothing, just that stratum, and then I think at the base of that, or stratum mixed with some other things, and I think it was like fluorite was the other ingredient in this one, and yeah, this one's got all stratum, I think, at the bottom. Oh no, this was that aqua soil. So I bought a bag of aqua soil and I used it for like, it must have been 7 or 8 of these nano tanks. So you can go a long way on that. I think I'm rambling on. How often do you feed your tanks? I feed my tanks twice a day, once in the morning and once when I come home. And I watch when I come home. Like I try to feed it and watch if I have time. Other times it's like, eat. They're eating, okay. So, best I can. I like to sit and enjoy them once in a while, but more and more it's harder. I mean, I enjoy them through a lens a lot of times. Oh, thank you, Jesse. She said the tank is perfect. That looks, it's not, it looks better on there than it does in real life, but it's not bad. I like it. I'm pretty proud of it. That's why I don't have a fish in it actually right now. Like I had planned to put a betta in there, but it just looks really, really nice. I'm like, I don't want to fight the algae. I think I'll just leave this one empty for a little while longer. Any tips on raising over 500 guppy fry when you're only allowed 90 gallons total? I'm in an apartment. Well, you could always buy a big fish that eats guppies. Give some to friends. That's the thing with like I don't keep guppies anymore. I keep Endler's live bears, and I've got them in just about every aquarium. They're great little fish, and you end up with some neat males and stuff. But what I do is I'll put them in the pond. I'll put one female in a pond. Actually, I ran out of the Endlers. I guess they all kind of got old and died. I don't keep them to breed them. Like, so if the babies live, they live. If they don't, they don't. You know, so a lot of times I'll keep some, and this might sound bad, okay, so fair warning, but a lot of times I'll keep like with my dwarf cichlids or something like that, and I get shit all the time too about people say, well, those are hard water and those are soft water. Well, everybody's in the same water. I don't do anything to chase water numbers or anything like that, so they're all in the same water. Anyway, I've got some dwarf cichlids, and I'll keep a pair of Endlers and stuff around. Now the other fish are kind of like dither fish. They give them something to think about, and they kind of make them want to spawn and make them feel a little bit more comfortable in the tank to have those those other fish running around. And I think whenever they have babies, they are probably quickly eaten by the dwarf cichlids, which then get a nutritious snack that is right there. Have I ever thought about starting a saltwater tank? Oh man, I was on that just like 5 minutes ago. But no, no, I have thought about it. I think about it all the time. But my daughter might start one, so there might be a saltwater tank in the future this year, but not anything that I want to keep up with. Yeah, Jesse, you're right. The API Master Kit is the way to go. After planting my 2.6, I have a few plants left over and I don't know what to do with them. What should I do? Oh gosh, tell me about it. I trim plants all the time. I've got 3 5-gallon buckets in the garage going with plants growing in them right now because I can't throw a plant away. Like, it feels so wrong to toss a plant. Now, that's another reason why an aquarium club's really great. You can put those in some bags, give them to friends. I know when I set up this tank at the Big Fish Deal, when I set up the steampunk tank for that, I ended up giving, like, I gave all the plants away that I couldn't use. So, how often do you find yourself trimming? Yeah, I tend to let it go for a really long time, like a lot longer than I should. But it ends up looking so jungly and cool. I've got this 12-gallon downstairs IFG, and it's like both way too overgrown and both just super awesome. Like, it looks like this weird jungle scene. It's almost the baby tears have kind of gone up into this big bush. Dustin sells them as baby tears. Some people will go, oh, that's money award or something, some other kind of liver wart. I can't remember what they called it. But anyway, it grows up towards the light, but it's turned into this big bush and then it's died underneath. So now it's just like floating on this huge tree. So what I might do is I might just take a piece of driftwood and stick it in the bottom of it because it just already looks like a tree. It's pretty cool. But I go as long as I can without having to trim because the more the plants are growing in there, the better. But if they start to grow in a way that I don't like, I'll immediately go in there and most of the trimming I do actually is algae. Picking algae off of things. Sounds like a plant giveaway. Time to empty those buckets. I mailed off some plants. I did that earlier or last year. I did a trim Q&A and I gave away some plants, but I wasn't sure. Like, I don't know if they even made it. If they lived. So hopefully, I guess I could send off some plants. It's a little expensive to overnight plants to people, but maybe I could do that. I went out of town yesterday, and the town I was in, Duluth, had a fish store. It was so cool. I got my first dragonstone. Oh, isn't that great when you go to a new town and they have something that you don't have in your town? You get some dragonstone. I remember I'd find my holy grail was always Malaysian driftwood, looking for that perfect piece of Malaysian driftwood, and I would go tirelessly, 100 miles, 50 miles out of the way to go find that really cool fish store. But they're a little bit harder to find than other kinds of venues. So, congratulations, Ray Reed. Please hit me up for what? Did you just want to say hello? Hey, Ray. How many chili rasboras can I put in a 25-gallon Asia Blackwater tank? You could probably I would say you could put several in there, at least 20. Probably 20 of them at least. What was your most expensive project? See, that's hard to say. Like, my fish tanks are so Frankenstein out of just kind of different things. My DIY light bar was probably my most expensive single item that I would call a project. But man, is it good. Those lights are so bright. I got them from Rapid LED. They have solderless lights, so you just kind of plug them all in. And I get tons of crap from people all the time. They're like, you can make a light bar for probably $10. And they might be right. I mean, there are certainly all kinds of options for LEDs, but these are really, really strong. They're the ones I have on my 12-gallon downstairs. If you want to check out the last update, you can see what I'm talking about with these different tanks. But and I've got it on the right now on my 55. That's the only light that's on it. Is that big LED light bar. I do want to add the Finnex just because they're a little bit too focused and stuff, but yeah. Change it up a little bit here. Oh, don't look at that. Alright, so I'll hit you up when you need to get rid of plants. Okay, I'll think about it. Telly or Strat? I don't have any Fenders. I can't afford those. So, but I would between a Fender Telecaster and a Fender Stratocaster, I would pick probably a Gibson. All right. Which is my favorite guitar. I'd love to have a Gibson, a good Gibson guitar. Most of my guitars are kind of, well, some of them are really good. Like the Seagull and stuff are really good. But I made a steampunk one. Did you guys see that? I have a video for it. So if you haven't seen it, you should check it out. And I got someone that can actually play it, But here's a look at it, in case you didn't see it. Yeah, so this guitar, it even lights up. Let's see if the batteries still work. Oh, just barely a little bit of life in there. This guitar was, it was a guitar I found at a pawn shop. I ground it down, changed all the components on it. Went and had the neck worked on at a guitar shop. Cut the leather, cut this out with a Dremel tool. That was scary. This comes off, so you change the strings out when you want. It used to have, oops, it goes back on with magnets. There we go. It used to have a little device right here, but it eventually broke and it lit up. It was a neat little cone right there. It was actually an old Christmas ornament, but it looked really cool. I'd like to play it one day. Maybe I will. I do okay. We play a few things. I like this guitar too. This is actually my wife's guitar. I think it's really beautiful. And it sounds wonderful. This guitar was kind of expensive, but it's sort of a weird brand. This is the people that made Dean guitars. It's pretty neat. I guess I could have turned that on earlier. Alright. Kerrigan's guitar. This is another one that I enjoy. It's what I practice on. This is my favorite thing right now. My ukulele. Yeah. The aquarium channel. With lots of distractions. That's me. That's my niche. Niche. Anyway. Alright. This is probably getting a little long. Is this too long? I'm sure that... Let's see. What? Great channel. I enjoy very much. Thank you. Wow. That is my first... I believe that's my first super chat. How neat. Thank you so much. Hopefully I haven't missed another one. But thank you very much, Valley Fish. Hey, feel free to promote your own YouTube channel by super chatting on this one. I am okay with that. That is very cool. Thank you very much. Does your daughter do YouTube videos? She has a couple of videos. If you go to my main page, she's KK Lemonade. She did a spec. She did a spec aquascape with her little Fluval spec. She might do more. She's real distracted now with marching band and getting ready to go to college and all that kind of stuff. Let's see. Let's see. Looks like the questions are toning down. You guys getting tired? You tired of watching this? I can ask. Do you prefer larger or smaller tanks? Really? No, the biggest tank I have right now is 55. I'm redoing, or we're going to soon redo all the flooring and the downstairs. I guess I could just flood it out and hurry that whole process up like Joey did, but no, I'm gonna redo the floors downstairs, and when I do, I'm probably gonna put in one really huge tank in the living room. Like, I don't know, for huge for me, it's like 200, 225, maybe a 300. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tell Holly it's a 125, but I'm gonna bring home like a 500 and just go, it's weird. It just looks a lot bigger than you wouldn't think. McDonald's or Burger King? Burger King sometimes. Well, McDonald's. No. Yes. Let's see. What are you planning on doing with your eco level? I just did a DIY with mine on my channel. Eco level? Oh, okay. My wife wanted me to let you know she loves your channel and your steampunk tank. Well, thank you very much, Spicy. I appreciate that. And Spicy's wife. Is there any good fish or aquarium club groups? Oh man, I wish. You want to start one? I've thought a lot about starting one, but I'm too busy right now. Maybe when I'm a little bit older, maybe I will. I'm hoping I'll be making films at some point, and I'll be too busy to do that too, but we'll see. How old is your oldest tank setup? Okay, so the planted tank that I'm taking apart for this Sunday's video, I've had going for 14, I want to say it's 14, 15 years. It's the first tank that I ever put, I put fluorite in it. It's been so long ago, there's no video for it. I mean, it was 2 or 3 years before I started YouTube, okay? No, it was longer than that. It was the first one where I bought like plant substrate, which was fluorite. And yeah, I bought a whole bunch of plants from, oh man, I'm giving away this weekend's video. Okay, so I bought a whole bunch of plants from Asia through eBay. I can't remember if it was Taiwan. Was it I think the guy was from Taiwan. So I bought a whole bunch of plants from this dude. About a quarter of them lived, and the ones that lived are still in there now, and a lot of my other tanks as well. Like a lot of the plants, you'll see I have a lot of the same plants in all of these tanks. Those are the ones that survive in my water. That's why I have them everywhere. And that's like the guy earlier was talking about having to throw some away and being bummed out about it. Yeah, the only thing to do is like get another tank. Or get a buddy, get another tank, and then you can you know, just throw the extra plants in there. Oh, the eco level. Okay, now I remember. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot for a second what you're talking about. Yeah, the eco level is going to be a big part of the 20-gallon when I set it up, and it's over here, ready to go. I just need to kind of. I want to think. One, I want a great stand for it, and two, I want it to be a really freaking crazy aquascape. You know, take it to the next level. We got a head and an aquarium over here. We got like Kong Island going over there, and of course my little tiny tank and the steampunk tank and everything else. But I really want to go nuts with that. So I'm hoping that the eco level will be a fun part of that. So how did you like your eco level? You said you made a video for it. Oh, good night, Valley Fish. Question about starting a new tank. If you take your fully cycled tank gravel, filter, and bio balls and dump it into a new tank, will the new water considered cycled? Kinda. What happens is, like, more so with the filter part than the aquarium substrate. Like the aquarium substrate is going to also have all this kind of materials that have kind of bound up underneath there. So when you scoop it out and then you put it someplace else, you're sort of releasing all of it into the water column. If you can age your water, like the big thing about new water, like straight out of the tap, is that it's full of these gases and things that have to. That's why a lot of times when you fill up a new tank, it'll be bubbles like coating everything. You know, everything's coated in those bubbles. Now you can go and knock them off, but a lot of that's all the weird gases and stuff that have been that are in your typical tap water, and they have to gas out over a period of time. Those like 24 or 48 hours, that gas starts to kind of mostly work its way out of there. So there's that to consider too. Of course, you still want to dechlorinate and do all that stuff, or your bacteria could die. You'll have a little bit of die-off probably on your bacteria too. So I just go easy. I mean, in theory, like especially with a sponge, if you're doing a sponge, then you're pretty much cycled. Like if your water's like been conditioned and everything, and you throw the sponge in there, it's pretty much good to go. And I think it's very similar for the hang on the back filters and canister filters and stuff like that too. I hope that answered your question sort of non-committally. Thoughts on The Last Jedi trailer? I'm going to keep asking because I want your opinion. I know you're a Star Wars fan. Hey! My twin asked me a question. Desmovo. Okay, so I'm pretty excited. I was kind of disappointed. I saw some, like Mark Hamill was going off on Star Wars and the whole kind of I guess that they didn't do it exactly the way he wanted to do it, the way his vision of the way Luke Skywalker would be, and that's totally fair. I mean, he's the one that's had to live with that character for years now. But in spite of all that, I'm pretty excited to see it. I think what they're going to do is they're going to say, well, the Jedi were too much this way, and they're saying the Jedi were too much this way, the Sith are too much this way, and they're going to try to reach some happy middle. It's telling me bad connection again. It doesn't like something. Okay. All right. And you know what? I think I'm going to end it there. Thank you for your question, Des. Hopefully you get to see the end of this video because I've got the big red bar going across, so I'm not sure exactly how it's doing. But for you guys to stick around, follow your bliss, keep a clean tank, and I'll see you around. Bye-bye.